Good day all, and welcome back to part 2 of the installation of Windows 2008 Server. My name is Ansel James, and at this point we're going to kick off just where we left off, having created the virtual environment, the Windows 2008 virtual environment, and we're now going to actually load the ISO. Something to note, it is currently powered off. You're going to see the status changing as we go through the various steps. So, having highlighted it, I'm going to click Start. Please note some of the steps may take some time. For the purpose of the tutorial, we're actually going to pause the video and resume when the processes are actually completed or close to completion. So just a point to note, when you're actually doing it yourself, you're going to actually have some downtime. Select the startup disk. Having created your bootable USB drive or wherever you have your ISO stored, this is where you're actually going to load the ISO from your bootable drive. Now you click on your little folder to choose where you have the ISO. In this case, I have mine on my flash drive, Windows Server 2008. Select that and you click Start. Right, if you notice, the status would have changed to running. Right, Windows 2008 is now running and is loading the files. So, let's close these just to give you space. All of this is part of the setup, the installation process to actually create the server. Now you have Windows Server 2008, the language to install, time and currency. You can leave this as default, English, United States, US. Click Next, and you're actually going to click Install Now. We're waiting a bit. Now all of this process is through virtualization. Virtualization is where you actually take your hardware and create a virtual imagery or version of it. And the OS, the operating system, operates just as well as if it's on your normal hardware. You have the select run of the operating system you want to install. You have standard enterprise and data center full installation, and you have standard enterprise and data center server core installation. The difference between the full and the server core, it's simple. It's simply the differences in the GUI. Your full installation has all your GUI options, whereas your core, as it says, it's only the core, what you actually need. So you tend to negotiate through the server core versions by way of the command prompt. The differences between the standard enterprise and data center has mainly to do with the number of virtual box or environment that you're able to create. For example, the standard is only one, it would facilitate. The enterprise 4 and the data center, well, that's unlimited. For the purpose of the tutorial, we're going to choose enterprise and say next. Normal instructions or license terms and conditions. I'm going to accept that. If not, obviously can't go forward. There is nothing to upgrade because we haven't actually installed anything as yet. We haven't created that server environment to upgrade anything. So we're going to go with custom advanced. I can just double click on that, sorry. And where do you want to install Windows? You have on the disk with your file size, your space size, and so on. At this point, this is where you could actually create or partition your hard drive. You could actually create a virtual hard drive where you can load your operating system, say on partition A, and your applications and so on B and so forth. That means in the event that your OS crashes, God forbid, you wouldn't lose all those precious data. Click on new, you're actually able to apply changes. In this case, we're not going to do that in this tutorial, so we're just going to click next. And you actually have the installation of Windows. Now, this particular step, if you notice, your computer will restart several times during installation. You have the copying of the files, you have the expanding of the files, the installation features, and so on. This process does take some time. So we're going to pause the video for now and resume when it comes down to the completion of the installation. We're still at the point where Windows is being installed. It's almost finished. We just had the process concluding, having restarted the virtual machine. And we're simply waiting to resume through the other steps. Again, the installation process is almost complete. What you have is multiple restarts, so don't be alarmed. Okay, and with the steps completed, you're now at the stage where, as the administrator, you now have to create the account and set the password. Now, it's very important that you take note of the password. It's alphanumeric, 1 uppercase, and a special character. You would see confirmation of the password selected. And let's see. Password has been changed. It's okay. And here it is, the completion of the setup of Windows 2008 server. In our next tutorial, we're actually going to connect the two servers, the Windows 2007 and the Windows 2008 server. We're going to look at the rules by way of promoting the Windows 2008 server to a domain controller, and we're actually going to connect the Windows 2007 as a client. So for now, until our next tutorial, this is Ansel signing off.